Hey everybody, Aaron, and I'm Aaron, and this is Jessica, and we are proud to announce a new YouTube channel that we're starting that we want to call Critiquing Christian Cinema, movie reviewing channel. So I've noticed that there are a lot of other reviewers and critics and people out there online and on YouTube who are reviewing big blockbuster Hollywood movies already, like current releases, contemporary releases, things like that are already coming out today. And so I just want to try something different. I want to talk about a different genre of film, a genre of movies that isn't talked about very much and are done in a particularly different kind of way from other popular Hollywood movies. And if you can't tell from the title, that's Christian movies. This is a very interesting genre that I have found that it's very churchy in theme and preachy, and it's just all about the message and all about God and all about just making all these God movies, and they're not really like well story driven, and they negate like important filmmaking aspects like decent writing, directing, and quality acting, as well as production design and things like that. And I just thought that this would be like a great opportunity for me to talk about this genre and talk about what I think about it and really review it and bring up critiques that many other people aren't talking about very much at all. Christian movies typically get appraisal, or they'll typically get comments from their target audience, from the church that they're trying to get to, and they'll get positive reviews, or they'll get, "Oh, God is so good, oh, this is such a good movie," and then other people will watch it, and we have some different thoughts about them. We want to bring our own opinions and our own thoughts to the table.
So we just want to open up the conversation, and we're really doing this because we want to see improvement in the Christian film industry, because, you know, I think that it's probably fair to say that it's really like cheesy and it's really hallmarky.
They're cheesy, they're hallmarky. I mean, these Christian movies, they're lighthearted and they're sentimental. They're very light on the drama, and they're very light on the realism and the conflict and things like that. And it seems like these movies belong on the Hallmark Channel. Yeah. And yet you get these movies getting wide theatrical releases, wide DVD releases, and then you just pop them in and it's just kind of nice and sentimental. They have a little bit of drama, a little bit of conflict, and oh, shock value here, and oh my gosh, what's going on? But they don't have like the kind of weight that they need to have, and they don't have the quality, like punch and filmmaking that they need to have to represent the themes that they are trying to talk about. I mean, it's all about the theme, it's all about preaching it out, it's all about giving out the message, not all about a good movie and good films.
Yeah. It's probably like equivalent to like street evangelism, if you think about it.
It's street evangelism in the movies, which I personally think is kind of well, maybe not abuse, but misuse of the visual film medium of showing things and not telling things, and not just outright, oh, God wants you to do this, God wants you to do that, or a character talking to another character, I think God should be doing this in your life, or you should be following this in your Christian faith, and characters just talking to each other pretty much the whole time. Not a whole lot of visuals, not a whole lot of, you know, it's just the message and the theme and just the preachiness that they're trying to get out. They're trying to, you know, talk about the God stuff and the Bible stuff, and negates the importance, the story that they're trying to tell, and creating characters that people can just relate to, and characters who are going through real life circumstances.
Well, like the storylines are real, and the characters, they're not really like real life people that you can relate to.
They're not fleshed out enough. They're
very flat.
Unfortunately one-dimensional and often stereotypical, especially the antagonists or the villains, whoever the opposing character is, are often stereotypical. Yeah. They often represent like the bad guys in society, if you will, or the opposite kind of faith, like the atheists or the people who don't believe in God, the people who are getting into trouble all the time, and the people who the main Christian characters are trying to evangelize to, or who maybe not even evangelize to, but debate with or fight with, or trying to win over to their side. And it becomes just this very stereotypical and one-dimensional, and it's like one side against the other kind of fight.
Yeah. And, you know, probably the other, like, big thing is the subplots and stuff. And a lot of the Christian movies that we've seen thus far have like a ton of subplots, and most of these subplots take away from the main storyline that they're trying to tell.
I mean, in regular movies, it's still important to have like your overall arching plot that you're following, but also have like one, maybe two subplots that are going on underneath or on the side that like help to accompany what's also going on in the main story. But it's not like main storyline and storyline here, storyline, all these different things going on at the same time.
They shouldn't take away from the main plot. And well, like for example, we're gonna discuss God's Not Dead, and we really feel like that in God's Not Dead, like all these different subplots, and there's probably like five or six of them.
Yeah. Just the major problem that they have is they're trying to fit too many stories and too many themes and too many different ideas and characters into this one movie, and they're finding, I think the filmmakers or the writers are realizing that, oh, we have this overarching theme of student versus professor, for example, and oh, we can have this other thing going on. Oh yeah, and this has to do with this other issue that we have going on. Oh, and this and this and this and all these different issues that they think they can just throw in together, and like we need to address all these things at the same time. When it drags things down, it's distracting, and it's just too much going on. But yeah, this is just the genre of film that I've seen out there quite often. We have many different thoughts about that we want to watch, that we want to talk about and review, and it's definitely seen that not a lot of people talk about this genre. Not a lot of people like critique it or review it or take it aside as, no, this isn't exactly praiseworthy. Here are the things that just aren't working, and here are the things that we need to improve on.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we just really want to open up the conversation. And during this video series, we may like introduce other people, more of our friends.
We're gonna switch ourselves up a little bit. It's not just gonna be like you and I talking. We're gonna have a couple of friends of ours, some pastors or church friends, to mix up the perspective, mix up the different things that we can talk about with the movies.
Yeah, exactly. But just kind of like have this conversation, this ongoing conversation of like Christian movies and what we as audience members want to see out of the filmmakers and stuff. That's kind of like our purpose, is just to kind of like bring out perspectives.
Discuss, analyze, and review and critique movies in the Christian and spiritual and faith-based genre. Is I think what I'm trying to simplify.
And I'm probably going to say that, I'd like to argue that our term of Christian can be broad and stuff. Our term of Christian may not necessarily be closed off to like pure flicks films or something.
Right.
Just as a generalization.
Anything with God as the subject?
Yeah. Well, like I would like to argue that we should be able to discuss that and stuff, and maybe even like non-Christian films, like maybe there's a Mormon film out there or something, or maybe there's, I don't know.
Just to open the faith up, or open the discussion up a little bit.
I don't know. Yeah, because this is media, this is cinema, so we should be able to be open to discuss everything and anything and stuff. We don't just want to attack one subject and say all these movies are bad.
Well, no, I'm not saying that all these movies are bad. I'm just bringing these movies up as how are they strong, how are they weak, or they're not as strong or as weak as you might think they are. I'm trying not to give off the approach that, all these Christian movies are bad and here's why. I just want to talk about them.
I guess I want to give...
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I guess I want to give like variety in like what we do and stuff. Not just the typical Christian movie, but also like Blind Side has a lot of Christian attributes to it. So why can't we discuss that?
Anything that's Christian thematically.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. So the theme may not be like God and come to Jesus, but like what if the characters are Christian? I don't know.
But something that revolves around that kind of genre, that kind of theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, things like that. I'm going to university right now. I'm a university student finishing off my last year in school. I started as a film major. I started studying film. I went into this 2-year program studying all the different aspects of film, like writing, producing, directing, I already said writing, but screenwriting, film criticism, as well as genre. And so through school and getting that educational experience, I have learned different screenwriting and how film production works, as well as how movies influence the way we think, the way that we think influences the way the movies are made, how movies influence society and vice versa, how different film genres work, the right way to properly watch movies and critique them, and I guess, analyze them and pick out the ways that movies work and how movies produce. All those different things I learned through school, and I got all kinds of different experience with producing films and writing and getting that kind of educational experience in school. But I'm just saying here that I have the film experience, and I've gone to school for it, had different experiences with producing films, writing films, watching them, critiquing them, analyzing them, writing about them. All kinds of different things like that. So I have that kind of film mindset. I have that kind of reviewing, critiquing, and analyzing mindset. And then we both claim to be Christian. We both claim to be non-denominationally Christian, so not like Catholic or Baptist or anything like that. I personally grew up in the church. I was raised in a churchy atmosphere. Well, not churchy atmosphere, but by Christian parents. Grew up in the church, went to different kinds of churches, learned really thoroughly about the faith, grew up in it, went to different churches and youth groups throughout college and throughout school, and I think that's pretty much where I am right now. So, school, faith, etc. Things about you?
Okay, so I am in school, and right now I'm like more like pre-nursing or whatnot, so I have nothing to do with like film or anything.
She's just with me.
Yeah, I'm more of like, I don't know, I feel like that in this project, I feel like that I'm probably a little bit more of like an audience member.
Definitely.
Just somebody that like, more so than him, because he's, you know, he's got like the science, and he's got like, well, technically this should happen, and they should do this, like this, and this, and this.
And you're just, this is what I saw, this is how I feel.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of times, like, I feel like that when we discuss movies, like I'll have a, like, discomfort with something, like, that was really weird, like, I didn't like that, and then, like, he'll explain, like, why I didn't like that.
We'll talk about, okay, why did it feel that way?
How it should be and stuff. So, yeah. So, background, I'm probably more, like, non-denominational than Aaron is and stuff, because, like, I don't know, that's just how my...
That's just how it went.
I just grew up in
nothing special or weird.
I just grew up in a less conservative lifestyle. My parents became like Christians when I was about 6 years old, so I kind of sort of grew up in the church for most of my life, and then I really became a Christian when I was in high school and stuff. And when I was in high school, I actually like went down to South America and did a YWAM thing. So I'm a YWAMer.
Hey, youth with a mission.
Yeah. So and then I went back to school, and I was gonna go for like bachelor's in biology, and then I switched over to nursing and stuff because we have a pretty large nursing program here, and they always need nurses. I don't know.
So we introduce our spiritual backgrounds, well, not only to say we know what we're talking about, we know about Christianity, things like that, but I especially want to state that we're coming at this with an unbiased viewpoint. We're saying that, well, we have this insight into how we as Christians work, how Christianity works, and we watch these movies, and we want to provide a different kind of insight into, well, here's what the movie is showing, and here's how things actually work. We're coming at this as unbiased as we can to give our Christian experience and Christian knowledge, as well as our movie experience and movie knowledge, and discussing them in the right and the appropriate light.
Yeah. We want to see improvement within the Christian film industry.
One of the biggest things I keep noticing with Christian movies is the Christian movie comes out, like God's Not Dead comes out, and all my Christian friends are all over it. They're loving it. It's such a good movie. Go see it. You need to see this Christian movie. And I'll see all my secular or non-Christian, non-believer friends who are like, this movie is terrible. Don't see it. This does not represent these people very well at all. It does not represent the secular or atheist community. If you're going to make a Christian-based movie to reach out to the non-believers, as the term that I would use, to people who don't believe in God, who the Christians believe needs to be reached out, then we need to make these movies to cater to them. We can't just preach out to the choir and cater to ourselves and cater to our own church people. We need to reach out to everybody else.
They need to write better stories so that everyone likes them, so that everyone can connect to them. When you put in that DVD, you're not gonna, roll your eyes and say, "Oh, this is just a stupid Christian film. Like, why would I watch it to the end, or why would I take it seriously?"
It just feels weird when I see this Christian movie, I see this churchy movie, and it's preaching these concepts out to the non-believers within that movie. or they're preaching to like a church within the movie as like, God is so good and Jesus did all these things for you. I'm feeling like this is stuff that you learn in church. You shouldn't have a movie tell you these things. It's kind of frustrating to watch this movie where a pastor, like in a scene, or these Christian characters in the scene who are discussing these truths about the Bible or about God, and like these things are so important, and my thoughts are, well, we can learn that in church. We don't need the movie to do that. Why are you using the movie to do this?
Well, everything is like, I call it like Christianese, like, you know, everything is of like Christian terminology, or, you know, if you think about this movie, I feel like that you're absolutely right in the fact that it caters to like one particular audience. You know, it caters to like that probably more Southern conservative Baptist audience, like no offense, but like
we love you guys too.
Yeah, we love you guys.
Anyway,
it caters to one particular audience, and those are the people that like mostly like this movie and stuff. And
that's the major reaction.
What was I gonna say? The agenda is not about storytelling. It's not about, I have this great idea.
We negate storytelling, we negate the filmmaking and the visuals and the acting, directing, and just go for the message. We go for, just preach it out.
Yeah.
Like I said, show, don't tell. But.
It's like the agenda is, I want to proclaim Jesus in film. And yeah, that's a great agenda, but then you're just shoving something down somebody's throat. You're not allowing them
just have a 2-hour movie about a sermon. Done.
Yeah.
But that's not working.
I'd rather watch a sermon.
Yeah, we're coming at we are coming at these reviews as Christians with this Christian viewpoint, and we're discussing these Christian movies in a very serious and critical and analytical kind of viewpoint as, okay, what is working, what is not, where are the strengths and weaknesses, and what needs to be addressed, what needs to be done better. As we have this open discussion here, I invite any open discussion to have outside of this video to like and share this video and do whatever you can to get in on the discussion. Leave your comments, leave your feedback. I'm opening this up to anybody who wants to approach our content and our videos, and we have our ears open, we have our eyes open to anything and everything. We want the feedback, we want the comments. We're opening this up. We're not like closing this off. Oh, Christians only. This is for everybody. I want to give this out to everybody who wants to leave their feedback and just talk back with us with what they think about it.
Yeah.
So
tell us how you feel about the videos, or about the movies.
About the movies and the videos.
Well, yeah, and videos too. That's a good point. But tell us what you think we missed, or tell us what you noticed about anything and stuff. So
this is an open discussion, and that's how I want to leave these videos with.
Yeah.
Okay, hooray for frugal filmmaking. We're still experimenting with our cameras. We had to switch things off because memory and whatnot, but just the kind of...
We talk a lot.
We apologize if this video is getting a bit long. I just want to fit in as much of an intro as I can. So that's the basic introduction, I suppose, for our channel. I know it's going to be a little bit sloppy to begin with. It's going to be a bit experimental and just changing things around or whatnot, but we really want to try to get this going and try to start talking about movies and do it in the style that we want to do. And so, yeah, that's our introduction. I hope that you guys like it, and I hope that you guys can start subscribing to it and start watching it on a regular basis. So after that very long-winded discussion, that's our idea for this new channel, and I hope that you guys like that we're coming up with. So our first review that we'll come out with sooner or later will be on God's Not Dead. We have some thoughts, we have some things to talk about.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching us. I hope that you guys have fun with this, and I hope that you guys can keep tuning in with us. Like I said, we'll be as consistent as we can, and we'll keep putting this out for as long as you guys like it. So we'll see you next video.
See ya. You should hire him because he will be available in June, and then he will have a job, he will have money, he will be able to afford other
speaking
sound.
of sharing this around, hopefully I can get picked up by a producer here and there.
Yeah.